Good morning. It is November the 14th. It's a Monday, which is when I normally walk along the creek, but I happen to be out in the car. So I am going to walk along the creek, but it's a different part of the creek, more like the lake part of the creek, except I'm not walking around the lake. We're starting at the Marina parking lot, which is right over there. There's the Marina. And we're going to walk to the University of Regina from here, circumnavigate the university, and then come back. That's the plan. This is also the first day when I'm using my new mic. This is a new wireless mic. I suspect I know what was going on with the wired one, but I've been meaning to get in. When I was checking out new mics, I discovered that they finally have inexpensive wireless mics that might actually work and didn't require some special adapter, which I'd required on my previous wireless mics. In fact, for one version, I had to have two mics, one as the receiver and one as or something like that. I don't know. This one just plugs in and works. Once I figured out that I had to adapt my case a little bit because it was keeping it from making a good connection. I think it's possible that the only problem with the wired mic was lint buildup in the little port at the bottom of the phone, but I might go back to it if this one doesn't work out. It wasn't very expensive, but hopefully it's working now. I won't know till I get home and listen to it. So this starts like we're walking around the lake, but we're actually going to go under the Broad Street Bridge over here. And hello. Whoever just said hello? Yasin? Morocco. Warmer there than here, I'll bet. It's not that cold this morning. As these things go, it's not that cold. It's minus... well, the car said -8. I think the temperature I heard from the apps was a little lower than that. -11 or 12 or 13. Celsius, of course. Okay, this is where we diverge from our normal path. I haven't gone this way for a while, so my biggest problem is finding how to connect this mic the best. The other one has a clip so it goes at right angles. This one clips up and down. That makes it harder to attach, so that's a bit of an annoyance. And especially because my parka zipper tends to unzip, which may make the mic go lower and lower. But hopefully it stays on. I'll figure something out. This is the first day with it, so that makes it different. So now we're on the other side of the bridge. The lake continues over here. And there's a path here that'll take us all the way to the University of Regina, bike path. And we'll circumnavigate the university and then come back up on the street level. Probably. Maybe even on the other side. It's a gray morning. Once I get home, I've got, publishing stuff to worry about. Got to get my podcast done. I should have done it yesterday, but the way yesterday worked out, that wasn't going to happen. So I have a podcast with, my interview is with YA author, as I recall. Joan He is her name, which was very, very good interview, and I'm be happy to get that up today. Then I'm interviewing somebody tomorrow for the podcast, I believe, Brad Torgerson. Thursday I go to Saskatoon for what's called a touch of ganbate. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's Japanese. It's a mini anime. Well, they have a big anime convention, but this is like a mini Christmas market on Friday at I think it's at TCU Place. aka the teacup, which is their equivalent of the this one here, which is the Centre of the Arts, or we call it the Centre of the Arts. Connexus Arts Centre. Used to be the Saskatchewan Centre of the Arts. This is our major theatre here in Regina, where the traveling Broadway shows come to and things like that. Concerts of a certain size. If they're too big, really, really big, they end up at Mosaic Stadium. So that's where you get your. Well, we had the Rolling Stones at the previous stadium. And Paul McCartney. Slightly smaller. This would be the place. It seats about 2,000. Saw Celine Dion here years and years ago. Moody Blues. Seen several Broadway. And I performed in there, of course, more than once, and even directed a show on the big stage there. And my daughter danced in there. Dance competitions are held in there. I know the whole building very well, backstage and front stage audience. And of course, this is where the Regina Symphony Orchestra plays. We have season tickets. That wind is a little colder than I thought it was going to be, actually, but I didn't make any plans for covering my face. I do have a scarf. If I have to, I can adjust it up over my face. Yeah, see, that mic has dipped quite a bit lower. I think. Hope it sounds all right. It's this zipper here that refuses to stay zipped. That's particularly annoying. Oh, while I was doing that, somebody else said hi. Who's that? Ben, hello. Your name is Beloved. Okay. But it says Ben. There's the Saskatchewan Science Centre across the street, the old powerhouse. That's where I started working when I first came to Regina 34 years ago now. You can see the lake is frozen. We look at the Connexus Arts Centre up there. We'll see several looks of it because we're basically walking around it. At least the path is nicely cleared. It might be I use both the wired and the wireless depending on clothing situation, and if the wire one, like the wired one wasn't working, but I think that was just lint that was preventing it from making a good connection. I think that's what the problem was. It's just that last year, once it got cold, I had all kinds of mic problems. And I had a theory that it was related to the cold, but I don't know if that's true or not. I do like this wireless one. It's a neat little system. Very compact. So we are walking along the creek like I normally do on Mondays. It just happens to be this part of the creek. And yes, winter is here to stay. We could get a thaw in December, but I wouldn't bet on it. The snow has a kind of a cooling effect as well. So once you get snow cover, your daytime temperatures don't get as high. So unless you get really, really warm air in, you're less likely to break freezing as we get into the time of the year when the normal daytime highs are below freezing, which is where we're getting to now. And it came with a vengeance. All of a sudden it was winter. Like literally overnight. There's waterfowl ponds over here. But of course they're frozen. There's the university up there, those buildings rising in the distance. You can see Wascana Waterfowl Park display ponds. Back again at the gimbal seems to be struggling with to stay level. I don't know if it's the extra weight of that little adapter. It's pretty light, or if it's just the way I'm moving it around. Confuses it sometimes. So yeah, we're going to walk all the way over there to the university and circumnavigate it. I won't go into any of the buildings. I'll just walk around the outside and then head back again to the car, home, and my coffee. Home where my coffee's waiting. Home where the cat is sleeping. Over there, it's Douglas Park on the other side of the lake, and that hill there I've climbed up many a time and taken a look around, and I'll do that again at some point. Thought about doing it today, but I've been there more recently than I've been along here, so. That wind is pretty sharp, blowing over the open space in front of me. I may have to try to put my scarf and maybe even my hood up for comfort. I can pull it up some. It's not easy to properly fasten it with one hand, though. Let's see what we can do here. So if you hear weird noises, that's what's going on. I wonder if I can just, if I snap that, if that might also keep the mic from... I can just find the place where I snap it to. Oh, it's way over there. Okay, what did that do mic-wise? Hopefully that's still okay. Now if I want to fasten my hood, it's even more awkward because it's another snap and I've only got one hand. There we go. Well, that's a little better. Well, I'll be out walking. You'll probably see me around if you keep your eyes open. Is the sound good, by the way, since you're there? Somebody tell me that they can hear me okay. There's not too much extraneous noise from the rubbing of it on the parka or something like that. Should be okay from where it is. I hope you can hear me okay. I don't know how sensitive it is another thing because it's brand new. So I'd be interested to listen to this when I get home. I wonder if I could like put a safety pin and then I'd probably get noise if I did that. It'd be fine on just a shirt. It's just the parka that causes the problem. And of course, I'm with the parka now for the rest of the winter, so likely. If it gets a little bit warmer, I can wear my good. If it gets a little bit warmer, I can wear my leather jacket, but I thought it was just a little below that level, and based on the wind chill, I'd it definitely was. Okay, now we'll go down right by the lake. Being careful, because a downward slope with ice on it is no fun. It's not too bad. Fairly sharp slope there. Alright, here we are. Again, that's the university over there. We're getting closer and closer. I heard a lot of geese last night. They were probably telling themselves it's time to get out of here. Time to head south, boys and girls and goslings. This lake doesn't want us anymore. It's turned solid. I wouldn't walk on it yet, but it's getting there. Won't walk on it anyway because it's covered in snow, but you can. Of course, people go ice fishing, drive trucks out on the lake. Not this lake. You couldn't ice fish in here, but on a natural lake. Set up tents and shacks and things. As far as I can tell, ice fishing, you just cut a hole in the ice, you put in the line, and then you sit around and drink. You wait for something to happen. I've got one hand in my pocket because it's cold. Not much to say along here. We got snow and trees and snow. I put that up against a dark background. Here comes someone, so I'm not alone. Morning. Somebody coming across the snow for some reason back there. Don't know why. Oh, hello. I will be careful. I haven't fallen this winter. Fell once last winter. Well, twice if you count going down in deep snow, but that's not the same as falling on ice. November 11th, if you want to go back and watch. That's when I fell last year, just over a year ago. Got back up, kept going. No harm done. Well, I was maybe a little sore after that, but not a lot of harm done. I think what we'll do... No, I'll do what I usually do, I guess. How long have I been out? Over 20 minutes. Maybe I will take a slightly different path here. There's a couple of ways I can go. There's always a dog, or 3 or 4. I'm going to go to the right instead of following the path on around that way. This will make it a little shorter. That seems okay today. So we'll peel off here towards the university campus. Take my hood off again. And there's the university. I usually circumnavigate it to the left. And that probably makes the most sense because I'm practically on this corner, so if I go straight across, I can go up and at least take a look at the quad, or whatever they call it, academic green or something. Oh, you can't go straight across. Oh yeah, you can. This is a crosswalk. It's just not very clear on the other. You really should have stopped for me. This is the library over here. A little Chofafard art installation over there that's worth looking at, but hard to get to in the snow. All right, we'll go in a little closer to the buildings now. So yes, this is the library. School is, of course, in session. Classes. I'll go up and around the building just to get a look at the sort of the inside of the campus. those stairs over there. I think the last time I was here it was summer, so it's been a while since I've come to the university. The stairs are nice and cleared on the one side anyway. I didn't bother with this side, but this side's clear. And if we walk around the library over here, we'll get a look at the academic green, or whatever they call it. This is one of the original University of Regina buildings, and they built the campus about 1970. As I say, it looks like a Star Trek the original series, someplace they'd shoot pretending it was futuristic. Right, we'll go over here, we'll get a look at the, what I would call the quad, but they call it the academic green or something like that. Rabbit tracks in the snow up here. Yeah, there you go. That's sort of the interior of the university with the buildings around it. I don't know why there's so many boarded up windows on this side. Don't fix them. It's gradually turning into nothing but boarded up windows. Better look over here maybe, although there's snowdrift up against the wall here. There you go. The University of Regina. There's never a lot of footprints up here. Most people don't come up here. The big drift. Don't know what that building is. I'm on the back, so I can't see the signs. I think that's a dorm there. Languages building is over here somewhere too. Well, no way down to the left, so we will carry on to the right. We can get down on ground level right here. So maybe we'll do that. Sure, I think if you go that way you don't get down anywhere, so we'll go down the ramp carefully in case it's slick. Little seating area that's not going to see much use now until spring. And we're back down to ground level. Pretty sure that's a dorm. around this way. Morning. Campion College here. It's a Catholic affiliated college. They have a nice chapel in there I've sung in. And there's a space they've used for Saskatchewan Book Awards shortlist announcements on occasion that I've been in. Campion College. That building over there is First Nations University of Canada. I think this is one of the original buildings possibly as well. This is actually probably going to be a longer walk than I thought. That's okay. Clearing the sidewalks. There's Luther College here, affiliated with Lutheran churches. And of course, my daughter went to Luther College High School. Let me think. I think we got to stay up here. But she did not go to Luther College. She's at the University of Toronto. In fact, flew back yesterday. Boy, are her arms tired. Old joke. So this will bring us out to the eastern edge of the campus. These trees were very pretty. Last time I walked along here, not so much now. Was it fall? I came out here? Late summer anyway. I think they were purple if I remember right, but I don't know. There was something pretty along here, I remember. Oh well, coming out this far. Get another look at First Nations University there. Can't really see it from this angle, but there's a teepee, glass teepee around the corner. It's part of it. It's designed, Douglas Cardinal was the architect, I believe, famous architect. Okay, and the sidewalk vanishes at this point. I don't know why. Or at least they piled snow on it. So that's what it is. There may be a sidewalk here, but they piled snow on it. Baseball field, not getting a lot of attention either for a while now. Okay, now we will dip back to the right, go by Luther College and carry on with our circumnavigation of the University of Regina. Oof! Unexpected drop. Sorry about that. Oh, Luther College on our right again. Big parking lot, not too exciting. More interesting on this side. This is the other side of Luther College. It's like the dark side of the moon. Okay, back over here. We'll get on the sidewalk again in a minute. Over there is Sask Polytechnic, that building rising in the distance. I walked around there too, but not recently. Back on the sidewalk. Okay. This is the Center for Kinesiology, Health and Sport. My daughter is a kinesiology student, but chose the University of Toronto. Playing fields over here. The Battle of Waterloo was won on the playing fields of Eton. Don't know of any battles that were won on the playing fields of Regina. Is there a place through here? Yes. Because I now want to go to the right. To another parking lot. Yay. This will take us by the entrance to the gym. That takes you into the underground parking. Always nice in this climate. Yeah, I will do a full hour here, I think, by the time I get back. I thought it would be shorter, but I don't think so, looking at it now. University of Regina, the Regina Rams football club is based out of here. Football team. They didn't used to be the university team. They used to be part of the Prairie Junior Football Conference, but at some point, the last few years, they became the university team. So if you're going there, it's kind of the main entrance for the gym and everything else that's in here, which is quite a lot. We are the U of R, it says. Next up is the education building. Good morning, Kirk in Vancouver. As we walk around the University of Regina here. down this way. You could look at the entrance. Sure, why not? Could go up there, but then you just have to come down again. Oof, slippery in spots. There's the entrance from this side. The building over there is the heating plant. Very distinctive look to it. Could also be used in a Star Trek episode, original series. That's the education building. And then we have the Riddell Center, which is where the student center is, I guess. Also a theater in there I performed in many times. And may very well perform again someday, I don't know. I haven't done any big shows recently because of the pandemic, obviously, although there is a small show coming up, but it's at, where is it? It's somewhere else, a hotel, I think. Our 45th anniversary celebration for Regina Musical Theatre, our Sapphire celebration. So it's all songs from past shows I'm doing. My heart is so full of you, so full of you. From The Most Happy Fella. And also singing in the Night Music Waltz from A Little Night Music by Stephen Sondheim, show I was in, and in fact was in that quartet. The sun sinks low as it's going to go. Super long here. And then there's a group number, Hail Poetry. That's all I'm involved with, but there's lots of others. It's mostly solos and duets and things. That's coming up on December 1st. On December 8th is the Wascana Voices concert. Self-directed choir I sing with now. High-end choir. And we'll be caroling at Government House on November 25th from 5 to 8 apparently. So that's just 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks. Next rehearsal next Sunday we will be singing over some of those carols just to make sure we've got them. Some other Christmas music. It's all pretty simple for this level of choir. To sight read through it once and you're good to go. Our full concert is some really great music and some really tough music. So that'll be fun to do too. It's called Legacies of Light, which is a line from one of the songs. A lot of the songs have to do with, well, several of the songs have stars or northern lights or that kind of imagery in them. That's where the name came from. Okay, we've turned the corner and are headed back to the car. Shorter going back because it'll be more direct. Just down the Wascana Parkway once we get to the end of the university here. We're still circumnavigating it. Underground parking here for the Riddell Center. Usually use that if we're coming here for a function. Especially if the weather may turn bad. It's not necessarily snow, it could be a thunderstorm or heavy rain or something. It's always nice to be underground. We've got the College West building. This is where the bookstore is. Among many other things. Geology, mathematics, police college, other things. Gabriel Dumont Institute. Which is Métis Studies. You are very likely to get a ticket if you park illegally at the university. They are very on top of that. It's kind of annoying. There's a daycare in here. That's why there's a playground out here. Oh, oh, that one almost got me. See? Daycare center. This next one is a sciences building, I believe. And I mentioned I'm going to this taste of this anime convention in Saskatoon. There was a Regina anime convention before the pandemic, and the first time they held it, it was in here. And I sold books and gave a little talk. Pretty sparsely attended, so didn't sell a lot of books, but I sold some. I'm hoping there's a good turnout for the one in Saskatoon. The woman organizing it seems to be on the ball as far as marketing goes. So I find it odd it's on a Friday though, not on the weekend, because that's a working day. But maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's mostly university students she's drawing on anyway. For all I know, it's a school holiday. I wouldn't know. All right, carrying on. There's actually an observatory on top of that building. And we have basically circumnavigated the University of Regina. We came in a little bit over that way, one building down. But essentially, that was a complete circumnavigation of the University of Regina. Marco Polo, eat your heart out. And I will cross the street here. I could use the crosswalk, but there's nobody coming. Bus stop here on the other side. This way, I think. Yes, I can connect to the sidewalk I want. We're walking back down to the Marina where the car is awaiting me. And then home where the coffee is awaiting me. And all the work I have to do is awaiting me. So say goodbye to the University of Regina. There you can see the observatories on top of that one, if you look close. I don't know if there's still telescopes in those or not. I presume there are. Perfect timing here. This time we will walk up here right alongside Wascana Parkway. Always think it's weird they call it Wascana Parkway. Yeah, because you don't park on it. Maybe it's because it's a way that goes through the park, I guess, kind of. But parkway seems to be used for roads other places as well. I think it'd be called a driveway. But that means something else entirely. Because English is a weird language. A driveway is where you park your car. Parkway is where you drive. Makes perfect sense. The thing in front of your house should be the parkway. Okay, beating a dead horse, I know, but still. This cuts a considerable loop off of what we did going down, so it'll be shorter going back. Where am I at time-wise? Well, it will be an hour, though. I thought it'd be shorter than that, so interesting. He should be on the road, really, with a bicycle. but I know why people don't want to do that. Or at least on the bike path where I was walking earlier. My nose is running, not a surprise. So yes, going down, we were over there. Now we're up here. I do a walk on a really cold night or morning while it'll still be dark around the lake. I might do a non-talking one just to get that sense of cold and crunching and far north kind of feel. Not that we're the far north by any means. We're the extreme south, Canadian standards. Well, Niagara Peninsula, Toronto over there, they're way south. But most of the country out here to the west begins at the 49th parallel, and there's a lot of country on up past the Arctic Circle. So we are not north. We're north to Americans, but we're southerners by Canadian standards. Although, one thing about Saskatchewan is there's nothing between here and the far north, so you can get a blast of Arctic air that's every bit as cold as the Arctic. Sometimes we're colder than the Arctic, depending on the vagaries of weather. Back when I was in high school, we had students from Yellowknife, and Yellowknife in the Arctic is the south. People move south to Yellowknife when they don't want to live in the remote north anymore. But they used to complain that they were colder in Saskatchewan because of the wind. They didn't get that kind of wind up around Yellowknife. It would be cold but not windy. Here it's both. It's a good look at the frozen lake and the hill over there in Douglas Park. Don't think I have to worry about exceeding the speed limit. The radar trap will not spot me. It's not really a trap. There's no tickets given, but it does warn you. Because they changed this. It used to be 70 for more of this road than it is, and now it slows down to 50 up here. So they put in these little signs to tell you how fast you're going, urge you to slow down to where you're supposed to be. Over there is the little slope I came down. Commented on that. Steep enough that if it was icy it would not be fun to try to go down. But it wasn't too bad today. Just down there is my dentist's office where I've sometimes walked from. Roberts Plaza there that you often see sticking up when I'm walking around the lake. Without the wind, I'm plenty warm. Took my hood down a long time ago. Even my ears are even sticking out at the bottom of my hat. I don't even care. That's how warm I am now. In fact, I'm tempted to take the hat right off, but I know I would soon want it back on again. Oof. Probably 10 minutes from here. Depends on how I cross the road too. I think I'll probably go down under the bridge again. Makes more sense than crossing at this rather confusing and somewhat dangerous intersection up here where those lights are. Can't walk on that side, there's no sidewalk. It's okay in the summer, but not now. So probably not too many walks this week. The next 3 days I should have something, but Saskatoon Day, Friday, Saturday, with the driving and getting ready to go up and everything, and then being up there all day, I don't think there'll be any walking. And that's what I do in Saskatoon. I keep saying that, but I've only done it once, and less appealing in the ice and snow, so I probably won't. Fair warning. But if I don't, I'll try to do something next weekend. I don't like the fact I keep letting Saturday and Sunday go by without walking. One day, Saturday, it's often busy with errands and stuff, but I should be able to do something on Sunday. At least one day on the weekend. I will try to do better going forward. Been in that building. I know somebody who lives there. Very nice condos. Of course, there's the Connexus Arts Center rising to our right again as we get closer to the finishing point. Most recent Broadway show that came through was Come From Away, but we'd seen it in Toronto, and of course there's a pro shoot of it on Disney Plus. I think we saw it. I have the feeling I saw it twice on stage. No, maybe not. I'm thinking saw it in Toronto first and then saw the pro shoot. I guess that's what it was. Anyway, we were so we didn't worry about it. My daughter went to see Mean Girls in Toronto. Generally liked it, though she was, being a theater kid, she was critical of some aspects of it. She's very good at analyzing books and TV shows and things like that. Actually in rehearsal right now for a production of Into the Woods at University of Toronto from St. Michael's College, I think, is doing it. She's playing Jack's mother, as in Jack and the Beanstalk, which is a good acting role. She would rather play the witch, which is both acting and singing. But you know, you can't, there's only one person gets the big role and everybody else has to settle for something else. It happens all the time in the theater, and often you don't get cast at all, which has certainly happened to me the last few times I've auditioned. So it's been a long time since I did a professional show. I haven't auditioned much. I did have a callback for The Birds and the Bees, a play joint Globe Theatre, Persephone Theatre production that's coming up, but I did not get the part. And alas, I couldn't go to the in-person audition because I was out of town. They managed to pick like the only week I was out of town. So I had to do what they call a self-tape, even though there's no tape involved anymore, of course. And that probably didn't help. So do I cross at the intersection up here, or do I go join the path? That would be the question. Another look at the theater there. Might depend on what the lights are doing as I get here, I guess. Here's the big sign that tells you what's coming up at the Connexus Arts Center. Golden Age of Hollywood. Victor Sawak is conducting a dinosaur tale. That'd be a kid's thing. That's an advertisement. Pure Country is an advertisement. You gotta give me one more show before I go by? No, it's just advertisements. or advertisements if you prefer that pronunciation. I always say advertisements because, oh, almost slipped, because I learned to read phonetically. And I'm sure the first time I said the word, that's how I sounded it out. And it makes sense because, of course, you advertise things, you don't advertise them. So if you ask me, advertisement makes more sense than advertisement, pronunciation-wise. I also said pronunciation for a long time because, darn it, that makes more sense too. You say pronounce, you don't pronounce things, you pronounce them. So why isn't it pronunciation? And why is your radio so loud? And that car just went by. Oh, well, let's cross over here because it's going to change pretty good. Cross first half of the road. Trouble is, you have to be really fast to get both sides of the road. I don't think I'll make it. Probably would have made it, actually. Could have still made it, because this one still has a red light. I don't know why this one switches to not walking. Well, that was stupid. Well, I'll jaywalk here if I get a chance. Which it doesn't look like I will. Until these cars go by. So I should have gone on under the bridge, I guess. Live and learn. Probably look like a radar trap standing here. Okay, now we will go down this side of the street to get back to the car. I have to go over the bridge, and so I went under it to go. Good to know, though, there. If it stops you, you don't stop. You keep going. You got plenty of time to get across. At least I do. Because of the way the light works. I can either stay up here, but actually, I guess it makes more sense to go down. Okay, down we go. Back over the footbridge. Small repeat. And we're back at the car. Well over an hour. I really thought it would be short. So good to know for future planning sessions. I think it's because if I start over by the Center of the Arts, that takes several minutes off, and that's probably why I was thinking it'd be under an hour. So I normally start over there, but if you start over here, it does add a few minutes. There's the lake. There's the bridge where we went under when we started this epic journey. And the car is right up there in that parking lot. It did not fall. I came close a couple of times. It's the ice you don't see that gets you, where it looks like there is no ice, so you step confidently and in fact there's ice. And right up here is where I'll quit. Right there was another patch of ice. Okay, so here's our parking lot. And the marina. And we will call it quits here. Thanks for walking with me. Should be back tomorrow.